Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Random Ranting whilst Retro Gaming. Thanks for joining us again. It's me, Middle Management Gamer, and my trusty sidekick, Brownie the Cat, and we're playing some Castlevania. So, today's video is about good food, good gaming, and nostalgia. And how I ended up coming to this game and why we're talking about food and nostalgia and all that jazz is two reasons. One, my wife, Miss Management Gamer, tagged me in a meme about high school reunions, and it said instead of high school reunions, we should have restaurant reunions. So you get together with all those people you worked with in the past in restaurants. And, you know, it's good for a laugh. That's funny. And then also, I was playing a game called Dead Cells. Now, Dead Cells is a roguelike game. A lot of fun. Very similar to Castlevania in feel. But they come out with regular DLC. They work together with other indie-type game producers to come up with content. So the game has a lot of DLC and a lot of tag content to other games. So their most recent DLC was actually Castlevania DLC. So I was playing that this morning, and I got to thinking, oh man, this music is so great. I remember playing Castlevania, and I started thinking about, well, all the games that I've played in the past, and how they tie into my memories. So I did a little research, just for shits and giggles, about memory and visual stimuli and smells. And people are always talking about how, the smell of good food, recalls memories for them. And basically, I'm not a psychology major by any means, nor am I an expert, but what I read was that because scents go right to the olfactory, they skip the thalamus, and they activate the reward center in your brain. So when you, feel that reward center get activated, it makes you happy. You feel like you accomplished something. And good food, very quickly takes whatever memory of whatever you're doing at that time, goes right into the reward center and converts the short-term memory into a long-term memory immediately. And that's why when you smell something, you get that memory right off the bat. Other things that stimulate the reward center of the brain are drugs and alcohol. So, although you lose a lot of thoughts, you tend to look back upon those days fondly, which is why people get addicted to drugs, I guess, more than just the chemical dependence, the mental part of it. But video games also stimulate that part of the brain, which is why a lot of people are saying, video games are addictive and it's bad for you, drugs, etc., so forth and so on. I'm not getting into that. I like video games. I enjoy playing. I can stop whenever I want. Anyway, so video games stimulate memories for me in particular. So this game was the first Nintendo game I ever played. Not Super Mario Brothers for me, like most people. It was Castlevania. Now, I'm not saying it was the first game I ever played. That would probably be Donkey Kong on our Texas Instrument computer. So we had Donkey Kong in a game called Parsec. They're both cartridge-based games. It's probably 1982, 83, maybe 84. I was 3 or 4 at the time, so my memory is kind of hazy on that particular part of it. But I just remember on that computer, Donkey Kong and Parsec, we had on cartridges. All the other games that my dad programmed using BASIC were on cassette tapes. Like, you recorded it, and whenever you loaded one, you got that cool modem sound that, kids these days, they don't appreciate because of their, Ethernet and all that stuff. They don't appreciate listening to that load up when we were getting ready to get online. Yeah, that's what was playing on this cassette whenever we were loading up the game. So anyway, Donkey Kong, great game, love it. But my first video game was on Nintendo, Castlevania. And I have memories of playing this game. And I'm sure there are some memories that are false, but the things I remember about playing this game and what I tied to it is my brother was having a sleepover with Scott and Quaid, or Quain. I'm not 100% sure on his name. I just know they were friends of his that lived nearby, and when we moved, they came to sleep over, and they brought their Nintendo and Castlevania. And, you know, my brother and his friends were always pretty nice to me. I know I could be a snot, but they let me come and play Castlevania, and immediately hooked. Great game. The music is outstanding. The play, the difficulty, the controls are fairly simple, but the difficulty is that was well timed. It's difficult where you die a lot. I haven't died yet because this is my second recording of this particular video. The first one, the audio was horrible, so I'm re-recording it. New script, everything. I don't have a script on. I'm just winging it here. But, so I'm doing a little better than I did the first time because I've got the hang of the control. But anyway, what I was saying is memory. The memory is tied to this. I just remember that, and I was happy that he would let me share in that, and I was able to play this game, and I just always enjoyed this game. Whenever I play it, I kind of think about that time and that sleepover and his friends being over and them being nice and letting me play it. I can tie video games, you know, a certain game to just about every single one of my friends. I have a buddy named Lee. Whenever I think about him, or whenever I play Mortal Kombat, that's the game I associate with him. Whee! But not just Mortal Kombat, it's also the music that we were listening to while we were playing that game. So, whenever I hear Penny Royalty by Nirvana on the radio, or I load it up on an MP3 player, or on my phone, or whatever, I picture myself using Sub-Zero and playing against his Raiden. He always used Raiden. And I just have happy memories of that. And, you know, I have happy memories. I think I mentioned in one of my other videos, my cousin Jeremy passed away a few years ago. He's kind of like a little brother to me, and we always played games together whenever I visited. And Link to the Past was one of the games that I always played with him. So whenever I play that, I have memories of him. And I was sending him videos of me playing that game, you know, when he was in the hospital near the end. Just trying to have him think about some happy memories we had together. And, you know, whenever Link would walk around in water, it made this very distinct noise. And, you know, we're 10 or 11-year-old boys, and we just thought it was hilarious. And I sent him a video of Link walking around in water and just, you know, trying to cheer him up and cheer me up and relive some of those happy memories. I think it's really interesting how, you know, food and, you know, music and things are able to tie into our brain and give us these active recalls so that we can re-experience these happy memories. And to kind of tie this back to the restaurant, I actually, during kind of the height of my line cook phase of my life, it was PlayStation 2 we were all playing. And one Christmas, it was during when Final Fantasy X was the big game. We were all watching me play Final Fantasy X through. It was kind of like a movie. My roommate at the time watched me play most of the game. And then she moved in with her boyfriend, who was one of our coworkers. And my family was out of town for Christmas, and I had to work. So it was the first Christmas I ever spent without my family. And I actually went and stayed with Rachel and her boyfriend, John, who I still talk to him online, period, too. I haven't talked to Rachel in a while, but there's two very important things that happened. One, I drank way too much eggnog, and the eggnog was spiked, and I got sick, and I have a very horrible memory of that. For a while, I couldn't drink eggnog, period, with or without alcohol. And the other one was actually beat Final Fantasy X while I was there. They were watching playing, and Rachel was crying because, it was such a sad ending and just the emotional impact. So whenever I play Final Fantasy X now, I get that, emotional feeling of being with my surrogate restaurant family. And, memories and, experiences, we have to appreciate them and enjoy them. For me, video games is about, enjoying the game, but also, the memories that I have tied to them sometimes. I guess that may sound stupid to some people, but for me, it's important. And I enjoy that. So, just remember to, be kind to one another. Just remember your restaurant family can be your family when you need it. Because like I said, mine was gone for Christmas, and the restaurant family is the one I ended up with. Oh, he's going, it's one little thing left. So, treat your surrogate restaurant family nicely. You never know when they may come through for you when you don't have anybody else. And, enjoy your games. Enjoy playing them. Don't do anything to excess, just like any other, like eating too much food to give those happy memories and live with that can make you fat and make you unhealthy. Drinking too much alcohol to try to escape from things. Do the same thing. Don't play too many video games. Don't get caught up in it too much, Play to enjoy it. Don't play because it's what's filling in your life, the void. You want to make sure you're getting out there, you're doing other things, you're enjoying life. Take a walk in the park, cook good food, go out to, camping, visit your friends, take a bike ride. Do something that, smell the grass. I think in the last video, the one I recorded, I left it out in this one. I was talking about how my wife likes the smell of green grass, and I said green grass. I went into an explanation about how some people like the smell of that because it reminds them of summer and the happy memory of not having to go to school and being out. And that's, what they associate with it. I don't like the smell of cut grass because I don't like mowing the lawn, but whatever, how you get your memories, what you do to inspire them, keep doing that. Keep having a good time. Keep experience life in the past, in the present. Live in the moment. Don't live too much in the past. Whatever it takes. Enjoy a fun game. Have a good day, folks. I look forward to sharing more rants with you in the future. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope maybe you got something out of it, or maybe you just want to play some Castlevania like I did. But have a good night.